And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WPA Bruins Spring Tip-Off Tournament. We have another matchup getting started. This one features Team Takeover Winter versus All Ohio Express. Mention all of our broadcasts this weekend have been presented by one of our special sponsors in Christian Home Healthcare. Have the pleasure and privilege of speaking with both Mr. Bill Baca and Jeff Gary of Christian Home Healthcare. Fellas, thanks for joining us here at the Spring Tip-Off here at this weekend's event. How does it feel to be a part of actually seeing this action take place?
Awesome. It's really good to be a part of the community, and we're really appreciative of you taking the time to give us a voice here with you and talk about what we're trying to do with the community.
You know, when I think of community, I think of some of the different events and some of the, the activities that these communities can engage in. And I can't think of a better one than grassroots basketball. Obviously, I'm a little biased. I'm from Indiana where basketball just comes built in. But when you talk community, it's great to see you all being a part of such a big staple when it comes to the different teams and areas represented. Your thoughts on that, Bill?
Well, Mark, when we see all these fine players out here playing the game, we think of their extended family too, their parents, their grandparents, and really what we can do to help them in the community. If they might have an aunt or an uncle with a disability, a grandmother or grandfather who's a senior adult, we try our best to keep them in the home so they don't have to go to a nursing home or assisted living. And with Christian Home Healthcare, that's at all possible because we work with the state through the Health EPA program, and we're able to get them home care at almost no cost, in most cases at no cost.
That's awesome, and it's amazing how the synergy that I see. We have a lot of family members that actually tune into these broadcasts from home, so it's almost like they feel like they're able to be at the game even when they can't be. And there's a great synergy between that niche and the niche that you all provide in making sure that you're able to accomplish things together when it comes to Christian Home Healthcare. What's the best way for anybody that might want additional information or the best synopsis of your services? What's the best place we can direct them to?
Well, they can give us a call at 412-323-0203, and they can reach out for me or Bill at that number. Dana will answer the phone, and we'd love to talk to them about helping them with their families because, it's really tough. We all work, and, we only have so much time that we can provide for our families. And when we're out, who's going to take care of our mothers, our sisters, our brothers that are sick and at home? And we can provide that. We can help them find someone to take care of them. And a lot of times, no cost to them. The state will help provide them this assistance. And if you know anybody, if anybody out there knows anybody that can help, who wants to provide care, it's a great experience. We provide training and development to make you a vital part of our company while you also become a contributing member to the world we live in.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we realize people can't leave their home for whatever reason due to a disability or whatever. And in addition to these exciting basketball games, we offer some in-home programs for folks. We have a phone bingo that we offer to the people to play along with, and we also have a phone Bible study program every Wednesday at noon. So it's a great way for us to reach out into the community for the people who just can't get out of the house.
All right, those are great assets there. Both teams trying to take advantage of their assets on the floor in terms of talent and personnel. It's a 7-4 ball game early on. In the game of basketball, I think a lot of people know the sport, but there are some myths out there. There are some things that people assume that might not be the case. Are there any home care myths that are, things that are floating around out there that people might be asleep on or might need to be more aware of, or any other nuggets that you guys would drop the home care audience out there?
I just say that, if you could imagine, we all kind of take for granted that we all can get up in the morning, put our pants on, and eat breakfast, and not everyone can do that. There's people suffering that really need help. And
Gentlemen, any other thoughts or any other closing thoughts that you guys might like to add for us?
No, we really appreciate you letting us come out here and give our voice to this. Let us talk about this with your community, because that's what it's really all about, is community coming together, taking care of each other, taking care of your neighbor, trying to uplift everyone and bring everyone up. So thank you so much for your time.
And just in closing, we have something called a Good Neighbor program. If you see somebody who needs help, give us a call and say you want to be their good neighbor and think that they might need a hand with their activities of daily living. And what it does, it keeps the senior or the person with a disability in their home. And again, it's just us reaching out. And it's great to be part of this tournament today, the Penn Hills Bruins. And so we thank you, Mark, very much.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you both on, making these broadcasts possible. If you're watching at home, be sure to check out ChristianHomeHealthCare4U.com for additional information, or you can reach out to Jeff and Bill directly. 12-10 ball game here as we approach the 11-minute mark here. Team Takeover versus All Ohio Express. Two well-coached teams, so looking forward to shifting the focus to this contest and exactly what's going on here on day 2 of the WPA Bruins Spring Tip-Off Tournament. Here's a 3 from the top of the key. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Score that one for number 9 for Team Takeover there in Ania Bell. Here's a baseline drive, jumper, rattles around and will drop there for number 20 for All Ohio. That's Olivia Trice. Balling is in her genes. Father, Travis Trice, coaches at Wayne High School there in Ohio. She has a brother playing for the NBA D-League's developmental Knicks and another brother at Wisconsin there in Big Ten country. So I think you have to make a couple jumpers just to get to the breakfast table there in the Trice household. And Olivia is the next in line. Fellas, you guys ever ran into a family like that? You had a brother or a sister that went on to play Division I, sports. You had parents that played. It's always nice to run into those athletic families.
It's really cool. Really, really cool stuff.
It's 14-13 here. Mention All Ohio. They're coached by head coach Kelly Peak. On the Team Takeover side of things, it's Steve Winter. You saw one Team Takeover squad here on SUVtv earlier today, and it was a lopsided victory for their EYBL team as they took on Slam basketball. A lot of different areas represented in this event. You've not only got Western Pennsylvania and other parts of the state, but you've got the DMV area in Team Takeover. Other Midwest states represented as well. All Ohio being patient here on the offensive end. They get the curl around and the lay-in after the fact. That's Trice. She's got back-to-back buckets. As All Ohio comes up with the steal, they've given Team Takeover a dose of their own medicine. They're used to getting turnovers and running off to the races. All Ohio is switching that up and taking on that role quite nicely. Here's Alea Hughes headed to the line with a chance for the three-point play the hard way. So, fellas, have you guys gotten any NCAA March Madness? Have you guys been able to participate in that? I know we just hit April, but March isn't that far behind the corner. Have you guys been tuned into the action?
Not as much as I'd like. I just I've had a pretty busy life lately.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to make time for fun. I'd like to start making more time for it, to be honest.
Well, I say with the work you guys are doing at Christian Home Healthcare, I'd say we're glad you got your priorities straight. You guys are doing some great work out there. Who cares about a couple basketball games? How about you, Bill?
Mark, I have to tell you, my personal connection with the NCAA was when I was Director of Public Relations and Marketing with Robert Morris College back in 1992, and we actually made the tournament. So they flew us down to Phoenix, Arizona, and our first round game was against UCLA.
Wow.
So we knew it was going to be a short tournament for us. So we relaxed by the pool. The pools were opened in mid-March, and it was just an incredible atmosphere. And Dick Vitale was there.
Wow.
And just to be involved in that whole atmosphere, it was just awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome right there. Just to be able to take in that experience. You know, like you said, you knew you had a tough first-round opponent ahead, but it's all about being able to soak that experience up. And, it's funny that you mentioned that matchup, UCLA versus Robert Morris. I think even though Mississippi State was a number 2 seed, them beating UConn last night on the women's basketball side of things, what a historical win. It just really shows you what can happen when you believe in yourself as a team and as an individual.
Love the underdog.
Oh, man, you won't find a bigger one than Morgan Williams, who hit that shot. We broadcasted her several times. Had a lot of D1 schools turn her down. Felt like her height or lack of it was going to be an issue. You know, we look back at last night. She not only had 41 points to get them to the Final Four, she hit the game-winning shot at the buzzer to beat a UConn team that hadn't lost in about 3-4 years. So that says a lot. 13-18 ball game. It's a 5-point advantage for All Ohio Express.
Yep, that's the dream right there.
Yeah. All Ohio with it. Floated up and in. Score that one for number 22. That's Abby Voss. Nope, steal. Here's Carmen Williams coming the other way. Can't get the shot to go. Ball being tipped around, and then it's Trice that chases it down, and they will get another opportunity here on this possession with All Ohio. It's Malika Wilden with the ball. Wilden out to the wing. That's it. They passed up a good shot for a better shot. Got number 9 there on the board. That's Bell. Bell, a lot of congestion there. White jerseys around her, and it's Trice that comes away with it. So we approach the 7-minute mark here in the first half. It's a 7-point advantage in favor of All Ohio. Trice, she's been active coming off of that curl. Now they're going to have a corner 3 ball off the mark. Tipped around, and if you're Takeover, you've already experienced a little bit of a doldrums on the offensive end here over the past few minutes. You do not help your case by failing to attack the defensive glass. All Ohio does not need multiple cracks at it. They've taken advantage of it so far. That one's short, but yet another offensive rebound. Players make plays. As a coach, all you can do is put them in the right position. It has to be tough as a coach to watch this many offensive rebounds on one possession. And subsequently, you don't get points right off the bat, but you're going to have a trip to the free throw line here for Wilden. 5 opportunities on that possession alone for All Ohio. You can understand why Coach Winter might not be the happiest about the rebounding there for his team so far. We've got a line of substitutions coming in for both squads. On the All Ohio side, you've got Tiana Fulton checking in, along with McKenna Ford. Number 32, Aaliyah Harris, checks in as well. On the Takeover side of things, got number 1, Maya Moye. Number 0, Maya Savage. Number 24, Alexandria McHale. And number 23, Brianna Walker for Team Takeover. So a 9-point contest. And gentlemen, one question I had is there a specific region, how would you classify your regions or areas of service here in Pennsylvania?
We're in 26 different counties in the state right now. We're all over the place, west, east, north, south. And, we're growing. And really, when it comes down to it, if there's someone that needs help somewhere in the state, we're going to try to help them. Yeah. And if we can get someone to help them, by all means, if there's anyone out there who wants to help, please give us a call at 412-323-0203. You can reach me, Jeff Gary, or Bill Bacca at Christian Home Healthcare. We'd love to help your family. We'd love to help you find a career path, whatever we can do to help you and whatever you can do to help us.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Gentlemen, we talked March Madness. We were watching a Final Four game yesterday, and there was this hockey game that was on, and I knew the Penguins were playing, but it was so intense, and I just found out why when I actually watched ESPN late last night. So I understand the Pittsburgh Penguins won a pretty big game last night, I'd say.
They kept ahead of the New York Rangers, and I think the Penguins will probably either get a second or third spot in their standings. Hopefully they'll get home ice if they can catch Columbus next Tuesday.
Nice. 10-point contest. as we switch from the hockey rink back to the basketball court, one in which All Ohio Express has the upper hand. They've had it for most of this contest, as it's been that defensive pressure that has really kept them up top. There, they force another violation, and they'll get it back. It's All Ohio team. They've been able to score more points, but they've been very stingy on the defensive end, something that Coach Kelly Peak, I'm sure, is happy with. Three from the wing there. That one just off the mark. Therefore, Reagan Anderson. Team Takeover trying to make sure this deficit stays at something manageable. 10 points, relatively speaking, is nothing to panic over, especially when you expect Team Takeover to look more like itself as this game goes on. Meanwhile, Reagan Anderson trying to take the 10-point advantage and make it more. Takeover turns the ball over as they stepped across the end line when they threw it in bounds. This is a very crucial point in the game. As we have a timeout on the floor, we'll take a timeout as well, sponsors.
Are you someone who is taking care of an elderly or disabled family member? Find out how you can become an approved home health caregiver through Christian Home Health Care and get paid for your services. Christian Home Health Care can provide the training and certification you need, and we'll handle all the required paperwork and exams free of charge. Become a direct care worker for friends and family. Call Christian Home Health Care at 412-323-0203 or go to ChristianHomeHealthCareForYou.com.
More Western Pennsylvania Bruins tip-off tournament action. Team Takeover currently finds themselves between a rock and a hard place when it comes to this All Ohio Express team, the way they've jumped out. But I'd say the glass is certainly half full, given the fact that they haven't gotten much done on the offensive end, but they're still down 12 points. With just under 5 minutes left in the first half, plenty of time in the second half, more than enough time for a comeback. Looking to inbound it, Trice gets it in. May have gotten away with a travel there, did Aaliyah Harris. But she will head to the line. The Summit Country Day attendee will get 2 free throws. Free throws could be the best friend the Team Takeover right now if they could find a way to start getting to the line and scoring without as much time running off of the clock. For All Ohio Express, it just allows you to continue to add to the cushion you've been able to maintain throughout this event. The first free throw is good for Harris. A lot of good basketball being played in that state of Ohio, but when you look at some of the programs represented, recognize them from the Flying to the Hoop Invitational there in Dayton, Ohio each year. We have a blast broadcasting that. My only request of Ohio-based teams is that they bring a bag of Grippos to each broadcast. Coach Kelly Peak hasn't checked in with that yet, but see if we can get that done before the weekend wraps up. Checking in for Team Takeover will be number 23, Brianna Walker. 13-point contest. They'll get it into the block. Good footwork there. The shot's off the mark. But All Ohio, we get another offensive rebound, jumping in the passing lanes. Here's the steal. Getting tripped up there, no foul called. Officials let them play on. They're still battling for it. They go to the deck to get it, and the 50-50 ball is going to result in the possession arrow, sending it over to Team Takeover. They will keep it. Thought that was a great job of officiating there. Too many times you see calls made because a play looks a certain way versus really seeing where the contact happened, if it was incidental, or if it was something that, if the player lost their own footing. I think the officials did a good job there with the no call. All Ohio gets the stop, and they will cross the timeline. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. The step through, a little too strong there on the layup for Abby Voss. Here's Takeover. Contested three-pointer. That one's short. One of the things you're seeing is that while All Ohio hasn't shot it at an extremely high clip in terms of their percentages, they've been able to get more cracks at it strictly off of offensive rebounds. When Takeover misses a shot, they aren't getting a lot of offensive opportunities to make up for those misses. So if you're head coach Winter, you want to make sure they tighten up the screws on the rebounding side of things until their pace on offense can sort of catch up. Trip to the free throw line coming here for number 22, Abby Voss out of Mount Notre Dame High School. Good on the first free throw. Substitution in for Team Takeover, number 3. Yekta Kamali checks in. We are just 3 minutes away from halftime. If your Team Takeover, you can still salvage this first half. If you could find a way to get that deficit under the teams, is at 15 right now. You can go down anywhere from 8 to 12 points going into halftime. Could make a big difference, but that turnover is not a step in the right direction. All Ohio misses the three-pointer. Trice with the power dribble. Goes back up, she misses. Still sticking with it. Tipped around, and All Ohio will reset. Again, my apologies for being redundant, but you're seeing how each possession, All Ohio is getting 2 or 3 opportunities. They'll miss a shot, they'll get another rebound. They're too good of a team to give them that many opportunities each possession. 3 from the top of the key. That one misses, and the rebound brought down by Takeover's Maya Moy. Coast to coast, Maya Moy with the finish. It's amazing what a defensive rebound can lead to. There she takes it and gets the Home Depot bucket. We will have a foul that will send number 45, Tiana Fulton, to the line. So Fulton heads to the line. She's out of Mason High School. They're in the Buckeye State. And cannot get the first to go. So All Ohio gets back on the defensive end. It's always confidence shown in the person shooting free throws. Whenever you send players back, tell them to go ahead and get back on defense. It's always a vote of confidence for the free throw shooter. They split the pair there. It's a 14-point game. Turnover. And some of this, you have to throw that disclaimer in there. There's no knock to All Ohio and not making excuses for Team Takeover, but this is the tip-off tournament for a reason. It's one of those events where you can come out, really sort of get the rust off, get used to running your offense as a team. So I think we'll see a Takeover team get a little bit more experience under their belt, not just after this event, but really you use your pool play games in order to get better with each time. Some of these entry passes and some of the little things with Team Takeover are just off, and All Ohio gives them credit. They're taking full advantage of it. Trice heads to the free throw line. We talked about momentous wins and big plays. Mentioned Trice, her father, head coach at Wayne High School. That same Flying to the Hoop event we broadcasted years ago, they upset a Findlay Prep team that was undefeated at the time, was #1 in the country. A traveling basketball academy in Findlay Prep. And Wayne High School out of Ohio was able to upset them there at that event. Broke up their undefeated season. That was a team that had about 8 Division I players. One of them, Alonzo Trier, who had a great freshman year at Arizona and is probably going to be picked up in the NBA draft first round this year. So a very big win. I'm sure Olivia is more focused on her current state of affairs and All Ohio's matchup versus Team Takeover, but so far they have had the game in hand, currently leading by 16 with a minute 23 and counting left to play here in the first half. 16-point game. Layup is left short. Rebound pulled down by Takeover's Aaliyah Rahman. Rumbling, stumbling, and mumbling inside there is Rahman. She's going to earn a trip to the line. correction. They will call the foul on the floor, so it'll be inbounded there along the baseline. That was a good sign there for Coach Winter's takeover team. Jumpers don't really help you here if they're not falling. They really just become outlets for the All-Ohio Express. Oh, they're being a lot more deliberate in terms of attacking the basket. Ball tipped around. Now a couple offensive rebounds for Takeover, and they cash in. It's number 23, Brianna Walker, saying we can play the offensive rebound game too. Tough break there as that ball was stolen by Aaliyah Rahman for the travel. .25 and 2/10 remaining on the clock. See if All-Ohio opts to hold for the last shot here, or if it's I believe we have a kickball there, so that point is nullified. Here's a three. All-Ohio not holding for the last shot. They take the first good one available. That one just in and out. Here comes the double. Takeover gets it across the timeline. So it'll stay with Takeover. They've got 12 seconds to get a shot off. Ball tipped away. All-Ohio has it. They had it. Past tense. They got it stolen away. Ball's being tipped around now. And it looks like we might have had our last shot of the first half, and we have. Thanks for joining us here at the Western Pennsylvania Bruins tip-off tournament. I'm off here. We'll be back with more action after halftime. Fellas, any parting words?
Yeah, we just look forward to being a part of the community. We thank you for allowing us to be part of this basketball tournament, and it's been great. I never realized these ladies were so quick. It's amazing at the pace they go at.
Couldn't agree more. Glad I can call the action versus having to guard them. Fellas, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us here on SUVtv. We'll be back after halftime.
Are you someone who is taking care of an elderly or disabled family member? Find out how you can become an approved home health caregiver through Christian Home Health Care and get paid for your services. Christian Home Health Care can provide the training and certification you need, and we'll handle all the required paperwork and exams free of charge. Become a direct care worker for friends and family. Call Christian Home Health Care at 412-323-0203 or go to ChristianHomeHealthCareForYou.com.
For the moment he arrives, and the day you let go. For first floor remodels, and second honeymoons. For new loves, and old flames. For everyday needs, and someday plans. Life is a matter of ands, and more lives and more goals come together in one place. S&T Bank.
And welcome back here to Penn Hills High School in Pittsburgh, PA, as we are ready to bring you second half action. Team Takeover versus All Ohio. All Ohio Express with the advantage here in this one. A 14-point lead to be exact. They've led for the majority of this one. Team Takeover a little bit more pep in their step as they have pulled to within 11 here in the second half. 2 16-minute halves. Back out of the timeout, 26-35. Team Takeover has cut the deficit down to single digits. That shot missed, offensive board, and the free throw line jumpers off the mark. Rebound brought down by Tiana Fulton. Approaching the 12-minute mark. Working along the baseline. That's a good look from outside. Trice. Trice very active there on the glass. Kicks that one out, and it's a jumper that rolls around and falls for Carmen Williams. Pass goes out of bounds off of Bells. Bells thinking about the next move prior to gathering that one all the way in. Turns it over. It's an 11-point game now as we're under the 12-minute mark here in the second half. Shot misses, tipped around, and it's Fulton that came up with the offensive board. Kicks it to the corner. That one's no good. What's better than one offensive board if you're Fulton? Two. She gets that. We'll see if All Ohio can cash in. Olivia Trice answers that question. Splashes the mid-range J along the baseline. Lead up to 13 now. So the All Ohio lead out to 13. We had a couple pieces of something loose there on the floor. Official stops play, clears the debris, and we play on. Three-pointer off the mark, another rebound for Trice. Trice taking rebounding personally here in this one. That pass is stolen, easy scoop and score there for number 24. Alexandria McCauley. So it's an 11-point game. Takeover has stayed. I think their largest deficit has been about 17 points. It's been a while since they pulled it to small single digits. So turn it over there, but it's been a true cat and mouse game with All Ohio finding ways to expand the lead whenever Takeover threatens to close the gap. That's been the tale of the game so far. All Ohio with the turnover. Going to be picked up and converted by Maya Moye. They pull it to within 9, does Takeover. Fulton with the assist. The baby jumper splash there by Reagan Anderson. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with them when we get back. More WPA Bruins tip-off shootout.
First dances, and all the ones after. Old friends, and new adventures. Big dreams, and little wins. Happy endings, and happier beginnings. Life is a matter of ands, and more lives and more goals come together in one place. S&T Bank.
Hills High School, home of or one of the homes of the WPA Bruins tip-off tournament. Multiple venues being used here for this weekend's event. We appreciate you joining us here at this one. As we have hit and come under the 10-minute mark, an 11-point game. Turnover there as that baseline was cut off. And on the drive by Rahman. Too strong on the three-point attempt. Rebound by Moyer. Moyer to pass ahead, finds his intended recipient there in Alexandria. Shot short, saved to Trice. Trice in need of a lifeline. Trice was looking to pass it up the floor. Felt like there was a little bit of contact there. One thing about it, she protected the basketball. Now, it's one thing if a player feels like they've gotten fouled. A huge pet peeve can be the player that's more focused on complaining to the official about the foul than actually protecting the ball. Trice had no intentions on letting Takeover get to it. Ends up keeping the possession. They push it ahead. Nice little mid-range J there for Abby Voss. 13-point game now. Active hands there as that one's poked away by Fulton. Going to be picked up by Anderson. And the rest is a layup. Anderson out of Walnut Hills High School there in Ohio. All Ohio leading by 15. Could have been a potential and one there for McHale. Says she'll have to go to the free throw line.
That's you. That's you. You got to come off yours.
McHale's nickname, Ali. Good on the first free throw. Coming in for All Ohio Express, it'll be number 24, McKenna Ford. Checking back in, she'll give Abby Voss a rest. 8:41 left to play here in this one. Good ball movement. And that shows you the plight. That shows you the plight of a good coach. I was giving All Ohio props on how fast they got that ball up the floor. You can hear Coach Kelly Peak in the background saying faster, faster. Coach is supposed to maximize those limits, maximize efficiency. Got Coach Peak and then, like I mentioned, Travis Trice Sr. there as well. So plenty of coaching, basketball knowledge, and X's and O's. They're on the All Ohio side of things. Good Coach Steve Winter there for Team Takeover as well. Checking back in for Takeover, it'll be number 23, Brianna Walker. So here's Moyer. Moyer gets it to McHale. McHale leaves that shot short and then picks up the foul. It's the fifth team foul there against Takeover. 15 foul. Good pass and a subsequent splash there from number 3 there in Malika Wilden. Late foul call, but it's made nonetheless. We'll have free throws come in here. So we'll have 4 substituting in for All Ohio. 1 substitution being made for Team Takeover. Sanaya Bell at the line. Bell out of Bishop McNamara. Can't get that first one to go for All Ohio. Checking in, Abby Voss, Carmen Williams, Aaliyah Harris, Alea Hughes, and McKenna Ford checking in for All Ohio Express. On the Takeover side of things, still Moye on the floor, Walker, of course, Bell at the line, Alexis Roundtree, and last but not least, you've got Maya Priscilla Savage. Hughes tries to save that one, does so right to Takeover. 16-point lead. That's been the largest lead of the game for All Ohio Express. So we got a little bit of a ticky-tack foul there, but a foul nonetheless. A foul nonetheless.
Stay with it, legs. Stay with it. Right there.
Here's a three-pointer on the way from Takeover. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound there in traffic, brought down by Voss. And here comes All Ohio the other way. Shot off the mark. All Ohio has done a good job the past few minutes of being able to knock down those mid-range jumpers along the baseline as Moye is able to float that one up and in. Coach Winter wants a timeout. Full timeout. We'll take a full one with them. WPA Bruins tip-off tournament. We'll be right back after this quick step away. Seven minutes and 14 seconds remaining in this contest. For the Team Takeover side of things, 7 minutes to close this 14-point deficit. If you're All Ohio, 7 minutes to keep adding on as you look to pick up the win. First jumper was missed by Aaliyah Harris, but All Ohio Express has done a good job offensive rebounding this entire game. At last play, another example of it. Harris cashes in on the second opportunity, and it makes it a 16-point lead. That foul will send Bell to the free throw line. Bell has been able to get to the free throw line with some regularity for Team Takeover. As always, you want to make sure you can get both free throws. Like to avoid the splits being down here in this game. Free throw kicks off the back of the rim. Free throw missed there on the second one. The reverse, that one's too strong. And rebound going to be pulled down there by McKenna Ford. Harris back to Ford. And Ford can't get the shot to go. Just off the mark. Ford set up to take the charge. Contact, no call. 16-point game now. Foul going to go against Meyer Priscilla Savage. Coming in, back in for a takeover, number 24, Alexandra McHale, and number 34. Under 6 minutes left to play, an 18-point contest. Ball poked away. Ford of her level of activity with some of the blue-collar plays, rebounding the ball, hitting the deck for 50-50 balls, steals. Not that she's relegated to just that, but that's a key part. There's a three-point look. She's had back-to-back good looks from three. Haven't fallen. Ooh, cookies. Carmen Williams coming on the other end, fouled by Moye.
Great, number 1.
One sub apiece in for both teams. Reagan Anderson, number 5, in for All Ohio, in for takeover number 10, Aaliyah Rahman.
That's 7. Is it 8 now? Oh, yeah. Next one. That's still 7. No, I thought you said the clock wasn't working.
Officials touch base to get the team foul scenario right. It's a 1-and-1 scenario on the 8th team foul in the second half. So just a 7-team foul against Team Takeover. So no penalty situation yet. Kale called for the double dribble. The X's and O's working to perfection there on that play for All Ohio. As the execution produces a Reagan Anderson layup, steal, and a trip to the free throw line coming here for Alea Hughes. Hughes at the line. Good on the first free throw. The All Ohio pressures continues, and they force another turnover. Stepping through and flipping that one up and in. A nice move by Abby Voss. It's a 1-and-1 scenario. Got a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with them. Running clock mode here as Atlanta Express wraps this one up against Takeover.
First dances, and all the ones after. Old friends, and new adventures. Big dreams, and little wins. Happy endings, and happier beginnings. Life is a matter of ands, and more lives and more goals come together in one place. S&T Bank.
.307 remaining here on the game clock. First free throw's good. And so is the second. Jump ball. Elbow jumper off the mark. Rebound by Bell. Bell can't get the bounce. Faking the pass to the corner. We're going to have a traveling violation. Just looked like a good move. I thought I saw a pass fake in 2 steps, but no argument from Coach Peak, so must have been a travel that or Coach Peak not that focused on disputing a travel call, given the fact that the game is in hand, well in hand. Score that one, though, for Yetta Kamali. Triple. All 3 points for Carmen Williams out of Beaver Creek High School. Jumper off the mark. You hear a little bit of contact there on that play, no foul called. So final 8 seconds or so of this one remaining. We've got 2 more contests coming up. It'll be MAC basketball versus Michigan crossover up next. And then after that, Capital City Comets versus Central PA Elite. We'll be back at the Western Pennsylvania Bruins tip-off tournament.